Good morning, Man United fans all around the world. How are you feeling today, the day after the defeat against Nottingham Forest with 2-3? We have some breaking bombast coming out from David Ornstein that no other than our sporting director exclusive, Dan Ashworth, leaves Man United after 5 months as a sporting director. This is big breaking news. The 53-year-old move from Newcastle has not worked out, according to David Ornstein. Plus, departure agreed in a meeting at Old Trafford last night, presented by Manchester United as mutual consent. This is a gift that never stops giving, people. What does this mean? This is fresh from the press, and as a community, we need to discuss why didn't this work out, and why did Man United spend so much time chasing Dan Ashworth and paying that release clause for him to come to Newcastle. And of course, this was not an Omar Barada appointment. This was an Ineos appointment. And why didn't it work out? Well, this is something that we need to discuss, because there's not much news at the end of the day coming out that other than this tweet. Now we can go dive deeper in and have a look at One Football app. What they're saying is, well, Dan Ashworth leaves after just 5 months. Let's dive into this article. Let's see if we can find out more information. Manchester United sporting director Dan Ashworth has reportedly left his role after just 5 months, according to the report. Now, let's dive into the story here. Ashworth was among the first high-profile hires at the new Old Trafford, Supremo by Sir Jim Ratcliffe, following a lengthy wrangle with his former employees. And this is what I don't understand. We were haggling about not paying the release clause. We were waiting and waiting and waiting. And come in July, he joined Manchester United together with Omar Barada. And of course, it is a teamwork. Potentially, it doesn't really work out in terms of personality clash and stuff like that. But we will dive into the story. But according to the brilliant athletic David Ornstein, Laura Whitwell, and then they were reporting that the 53-year-old is already moving on after discussion with Chief Executive Omar Barada after Saturday's defeat in Nottingham Forest. This was after yesterday. So, of course, Omar Barada is the Chief Executive Officer. Omar Barada, and Dan Ashworth is reporting straight into him. Now, Omar Barada, this was not his appointment. They started together, pretty much. So you got to have sort of an embedding period. You got to work around the team. You got to have a chief operating officer reporting into the CEO, the sporting director, Dan Ashworth, reporting into the CEO. We have also the technical director reporting into the CEO, which is the footballing operation. So maybe this is what you call like a probation period. Every employment contract do have an probation period, in my opinion. In brief time with the Red Devils, Ashworth was overseeing the arrival of £200 million worth of signings and the decision to dispense with Erik ten Hag in October. So could it be that the signings that they did didn't really go well with Omar Barada, or, servicing the existing, style of play? We were all pointing fingers about these lazy players, and we were trying to get rid of a lot of players, which we couldn't in this summer window. We got rid of 17 players in total and recruited in 7, but that was under Erik ten Hag's style of play. Now, Ruben Amorim is coming in board, implementing a 3-4-3 system. We're seeing the players trying to adapt to his system, but failing. Now, of course, this is a big breaking news for the club and structure, but I want to hear from you guys. What are you thinking? What are you saying? I mean, I have my theory, of course, I want to share with you. There's about 552 watching right now. Please, if you can smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Let's do it right here, right now. Let's get it up to minimum 100 likes on this stream. And let's go into your comment section. Please, guys, engage with me in the comment section. I want to hear from you. Richie Club Sport, welcome to Good Morning. What the fuck is going on with the club? It's total shambles. Well, Richie, let's have a debate, guys, as a community. Let's have a discussion what went wrong. This has to be a scandal. Well, it could be a scandal. You got Ross. It could be, or it could be like, not a perfect fit, like a cultural fit. Like, as mentioned before, like, Dan Ashworth came in together with Omar Barada. It wasn't really Omar Barada's appointment. It was Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Dale Brailswell. They wanted Dan Ashworth to come in. But now when they work together for the past 3-4 months, they can see probably the chemistry is not working. And this is probably what's going on. Delta Faye, what you're saying here feels like we doomed Pure Chow. Perhaps. Joe Blackman, big up, man. I send you the link. I know we forget to do it sometimes, but please remember to hit the like and subscribe. Joe Blackman, if you want to come in, I sent you a link earlier. Come in and have a chat with us as well. Make sense of this news, guys. Together we can make sense as a community to discuss. 100% we can do. We only can go by the David Ornstein's tweet, what's been said and done. But apparently, if we share it, put it on the screen again, this is breaking. This is exclusive. Dan Ashworth leaves Man United after 5 months as sporting director. Of course, when you do have a probation period, you have a 6 months probation. And pretty much Man United said, this is not working out. They had a meeting yesterday and off we go. I have my theory, in my opinion, which I'm going to share with you, but I'm going to shout out everyone that's tuning in this morning. Ginger Bash, what you're saying here. Glad to see the club finally moving properly. He clearly was in the line with the direction the club wants to move. I back it. Ashwood is Southgate guy. yeah, he was. Wasn't he the one that wanted Southgate? That should tell you everything about him. I never thought that he was kind of the best in class, in my opinion. But hear me out now. Hear me out. Who is available at the market at the moment? You know, if you look at Omar Barada, where did he come from? Yeah, he came from Citigroup. Who just left Citigroup? Probably arguably the best sporting director available, Cheeky Bergenstein. Now, Cheeky Bergenstein is available. They replaced Cheeky Bergenstein with Hugo Vienna. This might be my wild theory, but however, they wouldn't just sack him without having a replacement. And Cheeky Bergenstein is out of job, in my opinion. It's my knowledge. And Omar Barada, Cheeky Bergenstein worked really, really well under the Citigroup before. We saw Cheeky Bergenstein doing massive, good, smart recruitment and direction the club was going. But he probably left the club knowing that City is a sinking ship with 115 allegations. This might be my theory, what I think that United might go for Cheeky Bergenstein based on Omar Barada's past relationship with him. Let me know in the comments, do you think that is kind of plausible? We're waiting to further explore the news. This just came out 10, 15 minutes ago by David Ornstein. And let me see what you guys are saying here. Almac is in the house. Big up. Good morning, Almac. Something happened. No way, just decided to leave. There must be this story. 100%. This is crazy, guys. This is absolutely crazy. Joe Blackman in the house. Big up, Joe. Come in and have a say. Talk to me, Joe. How are you feeling? What is going on, Joe?
For me, do you know what? I can't tell you what's going on, but I can tell you this. It's raised so many questions throughout the fan base right now. My my group chats are going crazy right now, asking, what are we going to have to pay out now? Do you know what I mean? Every time you cancel someone's contract, you've got to pay out this much, I did make the suggestion of, well, you know what? Think about it. It's only been 5 months, 4 to 5 months that he's been here. Maybe they've done it within his probation period. Do you know what I mean? So maybe we don't have to pay out anything. This is the thing.
That's smart. That's smart because I've been working in HR for a very long time and recruitment and everything, and you always have on an executive level, you always have a 6 months probation period.
100%. When you're dealing with that kind of money, it's always a 6 months minimum.
Minimum. So, as alluded before, he came in at the same time with Omar Barada. He reports into the CEO, Omar Barada. Okay. So he was basically a Jim Ratcliffe appointment or Sir Dale Brailsford appointment. So they recruited this team without even having the synergy. Now they've been working together for the past 5 months. He spent about 200 million in the transfer market on Erik ten Hag, which didn't work. And clearly, there's got to be something that's in line while keeping Ten Hag, or something's got to be accountable for them to sack Ten Hag and then go in the three quarters in the season and get Amorim in. So there's so many things, Joe, that we need to unpack here. There's so many plausible theories, but one thing is certain: there's an employment contract which states that you have a probation period within 6 months, and within these 6 months, anyone can leave without any compensation. Maybe 1 month's salary, maybe 3 months' salary, as a compensation.
It won't be the whole payout of the whole contract. That's what we have to realize here, that it won't be the same as like a player's contract. Do you know what I mean? It's an employee's contract. And do you know what? Who knows? This is all the details that everybody's worried about. But for me, I'm not so worried about it. I feel like they're moving fast for a reason. Yeah, it's
And there
not
must be
working out.
cheeky bit. And that's, I just thought, it just popped in my head. Cheeky Bergenstein.
What does that mean? Explain.
Cheeky Bergenstein, Omar Barada worked with. He was the sporting director for Citigroup. He left. It was replaced by Hugo Vienna. Hugo Vienna was the sporting director of Sporting Lisbon that Ruben Amorim worked for. Yeah. So Cheeky Bergenstein is the best in class sporting director, right? And him and Omar Barada worked very close together, right? So I would arguably assume, in my wildest theory, that this didn't work out because actually Dan Ashworth reports into Omar Barada, and maybe that didn't work out. So maybe they pulled the trigger knowing that Cheeky Bergenstein is available on the market.
Maybe. I mean, there was another report that came out again on X a little while ago. I can't remember, it's from another United fan channel, who also said that this is heavily related to Sir Jim Radcliffe. He's the one that basically made this decision. So
in what ways do you mean made the decision? Was it Jim Ratcliffe? Because according to reports, it was Omar Barada call. So Jim Ratcliffe said, I delegate, I don't get involved.
Well, here's the thing, that with these contradiction reports, right? I feel that there's an underlying, I don't think this was a Dan Ashworth decision. People are saying that he quit. I don't feel like he's quit.
No, I think
he was shown the door and say, this is the best decision for you,
Yeah.
That's the outcome. Yeah. You say that you left and leave now.
Yeah, we can sort of dissect, because you said this happened last night after the defeat. They had a meeting and it was a sort of amicable decision, but I think he got shown the door.
But here's the
and
thing,
in the media, they will just put like mutual terms.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? To be fired after a match like this, the higher up, right? You're not even the manager, right? You're not the coach. So they must have been looking at the people on the pitch and thinking, what the hell did you do? Well, who told you to buy these players? That's the only thing that I could think in my head that could make them fire Dan Ashworth after a match. They must have looked at the pitch and gone, what did you buy? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What else could it be? So they don't believe in the toolkit that we put together. Somebody upstairs doesn't believe in the players that we have. That's what's evident to me. Yeah, it's evident to me, obviously, that we don't believe in most of the players that we have, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, we know we don't believe.
They've added to the pile of crap that we already have more crap, hoping that they're going to become good. You can't keep on buying potential. Not every single person on the pitch can be potential. Do you know what I mean? We have to have proven players on the pitch with some potential. We're getting it the wrong way around. We're not. This is the thing, yeah? Dan Ashworth came from where? Brighton?
Brighton, and then first Brighton, then he came from Newcastle. We haggled around. We didn't want to pay his release clause.
Look at the kind of club Brighton is. They're a potential club. Do you know what I mean?
Potential, yeah.
Yeah, but stop buying. We are not supposed to be buying potential. We let the little clubs like Brighton buy potential, and then we buy them when they're starting to look good. When they've been proven in the league, when they've been doing something. The clubs like Southampton, Brighton. Look what Liverpool did to Southampton. They raided Southampton when they saw players were becoming good. Van Dijk, Mane. I'll take both of them, thank you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what they do. You wait. We're not supposed to be that club that brings in all the potential. Like Euro, yes, because he's one of the generational talents that everybody was touting for. But we can't keep buying these little guys and hoping that they're going to become good, like Hoyland and Xerxes, who haven't even scored 10, 15 goals in their season.
You're right. Look like, Gingerbish 23 said Ineos and Ratcliffe chased Ashworth. Listen to this. He's spot on. It was Ineos and Ratcliffe that, and what was his name? Dale Braithwaite, that did that strategic review. They appointed this person, right? They have a personal relationship. They chased him for 2 years based on the trust and friendship, right? Omar came in, Omar Barada, a professional guy from Manchester City Group, with Cheeky Bergenstein. They set the best club structure you can ever see in the Premier League. Although the 115 charges is not their thing, it's the owner thing. They came in and they realized probably this is not the right guy. Omar got rid of him, according to the reports. So it was the CEO's decision, Because as a CEO, you have this authority. And Jim Ratcliffe will say, I don't get involved, I delegate. That's why I have, the CEO and everything in sporting operations. But you're right when you say, you look at Dan Ashworth's track record, what you said, he came from Brighton. He went from Brighton to what? Newcastle. Before that, he was in charge of, what was it? FA, like, the English national team, right? Yes. And other than that, it's not the best in class, right? Other than that, as a sporting director, you're ultimately responsible for the structure, for the recruitment, for players in, players out, right? And obviously, the sacking of Ten Hag should have been done in the summer.
Should it though? Here's the thing. I was very THDL, so I cannot say that, bro. But at the same time, I feel like it raises even more questions, because even someone said to me in the group chat earlier, what if they've looked at this, and said, imagine, look, there was controversy around the sacking of Ten Hag, because obviously somebody wanted to keep him there in the structure, right? Somebody within that structure, someone obviously very powerful wanted to keep him within that structure, right? And now they probably had some sort of agreement, if he's not doing well by a certain point, then I should have the power to fire him. Do you know what I mean? And that probably came to light. And guess what someone said to me this morning? They said, what if someone has turned around and gone, who hired Ruben Amorim? What is this 3-5-2, 3-5?
It was Omar Barada.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
It was Omar Barada.
But these are the questions, bro. These are the questions. Because is it Man United to be playing this kind of formation? Are they really happy with what they've got? Somebody was happy with Ten Hag, Somebody was happy.
Yeah, that was Dan Ashworth. He wanted to continue playing this thing, right?
And
he was ultimate responsible in backing him in the summer window. They spent 200 million. Not really a net spender. You can't really go ahead of that. But something happened in direction that kind of backfire. And I think that he's the scapegoat for this. I would arguably say so, because he chose to keep certain players. He failed to get certain players out of the door. And now we're suffering, right? I think it's widely reported, Joe, that Omar Barada fired Erik Ten Hag. As soon as he fired Ten Hag, he got on a flight to go and get his man, which was Amorim, right? Now, Omar Barada, he will pick his team and Cheeky Bergenstein to take over. I don't know. It's speculations, but, I'm just saying and putting out there, it wouldn't surprise me that they're now going for the best-in-class person that is available. I mean, go guys, go and Google Cheeky Bergenstein, what he's done. He's absolutely phenomenal sporting director. So that's like comparing like apples and what? I don't know, man.
Watermelons.
Watermelons, yes. But yeah, Rushmano update, Mick. Yeah, thank you, Rushmano. I will check the updates. But I want to hear from you guys. Guys, let us know what you're thinking. We are just speculating as a fan base that this just broke the internet at the moment. As far as we thought, we had a proper structure going on. We appointed, a good coach. And yesterday we saw the frailties because, hey, let's face it, he said it himself, Amorim, we are here to suffer and we are suffering together. And there's a storm coming. The storm was there, Joe, basically, but they canceled the Everton-Liverpool game, but it came to Old Trafford. And we saw yesterday his frustration, right? I just, certain players are called out in that system, and he's been given the autonomy to sort of experiment and see, Rashford in number 10 don't work out. Dego Dalot as a left wing back doesn't really work out. Ahmad, brilliant on the right, but we didn't put the ball enough to the right. I mean, the way I saw it yesterday, tactically speaking, I would say the Nuno Espirito Santos had the tactical nuance to come to Old Trafford and only have 28% ball possession and win the game. 3 shots on target, and they were lethal, clinical. They put him to bed. But there was, of course, some mistakes. Now, I can't, for the living life, if I look at the stats, understand how we lost this game yesterday. What's your
I watched the game, bro. I know exactly how we lost. Have you not seen any highlights? Have you not seen what Onana did?
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God, so absolutely brain fart.
Yeah, you can play a good game, but you can't plan for stupidity. Yeah, you can't plan for it. The bozo
You
gene
can't.
is laced in his DNA, and you just don't know when it's going to turn up. Yeah, you just don't know when it's going to turn up when it comes to the likes of Onana. Yeah, we've been praising him for the last few weeks, right? Praising him, praising him, praising him. Oh, what a great keeper he is. You know, we was mistaken. Look at him now. Did it. And then bam, just he's curious, bro. You just don't know when the curious is going to hit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. You know what? If you look back at that game, you know, I was a little bit critical to say, well, why is Amarin rotating? Well, he doesn't want to, you know, have injuries like he looked at last season. And you look at the fixtures that we have now. But I was a little bit surprised. I was expecting a bounce back after defeat of Arsenal. You're playing at home at Old Trafford.
100%.
This is a perfect time to get 3 points. Why would you rotate? Just throw in Mazarawi in there. They're professional players. They're fit players. They're getting paid to play football. So, yeah, I mean, we switched off the first 2 minutes. It was set piece goal, and something happened in the second half as well. The same thing. 2 minutes in the second half, they scored. But you also got to look at the build-up before Onana blunder with the 2-1. Look at the pass from Bruno Fernandes. Like, I would say that arguably say that Bruno had a stinker yesterday. Okay, he made amends by scoring that goal, but he was hooked out. And this is what Ruben Amorim looked at it and say, well, I'm going to take you out, mate. I don't care if you're the captain. I'm hooking you out. You made a mistake. If you look at that shot, if you look at that shot that went straight at Onana, there was a swirl. There was a swirl on that ball. But where was defense? You know, we allowed Morgan Gibbs-White to drive and shoot straight at Onana. But Onana, you can see he went to the left and the ball went swirling to the right because of the wind, I would say. Yeah. But this is something that the keeper should save.
I'm not being funny. These kind of shots happen. They happen all the time. We all know what the balls are so light in the Premier League right now, right? That when you hit them, they're always going to swerve in the air, always. And you should know as a keeper to wait for that swerve. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, if you do go to one direction, you shouldn't fully commit until you're ready. Do you know what I mean? You see a lot of keepers. He moves in slow motion, and this is a problem that we do have. Yeah. He does move in slow motion sometimes. Sometimes he just hits the pause button and he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to check to our team. He's actually, if we manage to fix the defense and we fix the midfield and we fix the strikers, right, he will still be a problem because you don't know when that's going to happen with him.
Yeah. I'm just getting the fresh updates from Rush Maynard as well. He sent me some updates regarding the situation. We have something coming on from Samuel Lockhurst saying a grim-faced Dan Ashworth was escorted through the press conference room by Colette Roche. Colette Roche, if you don't know, is the chief operating officer after the game last night to take an alternative exit out of the stadium, accompanied by a security official. In retrospect, perhaps it was frog-marched out. Let me put this to the stage. This adds more context, Joe. Let me see. Boom. So Samuel Locke has come out to say a grim-faced Dan Ashworth was escorted through the press conference room by Colette Roche after the game last night to take an alternative exit out of the stadium, accompanied by a security official. In retrospective, perhaps he was frog-marched out. Mate, if you are getting escorted out by security,
that means they don't want you to talk to the press. They don't want you to say anything. They want you to get out as quick as possible. Hey, that's crazy.
That means that they already made the decision, or something has happened. Some security leak has happened as well. You know, it could be a lot of things. You know, when you are dismissed from your employment, they take all the access and they just put you out. They are cruel. They'll put you to the back door, so you don't speak to any employees.
In such a manner. If it was, this is the thing. Do you know what I mean? This is definitely a firing. Yeah, to be escorted out of. Yeah, to be escorted out of the building. They didn't even wait till the next day to call you up or to bring you into a meeting. They did it right then and there.
But there must be something has happened, a security breach or something, because this would never happen. Like, you know, why would they escort you out through a back door and shit like that? You know what I mean? If it's an amicable decision, then, you will buy.
Maybe there was an argument. Maybe there was an argument, bro. They wanted to make sure that he didn't speak to any press before he got in his car and left. That's probably what it was, get security down there with him. You escort him out, yeah? Make sure he doesn't speak to any press on the way out and get him in his car and get him out, yeah?
Yeah.
Bro, and that sounds like someone got mad with him. That sounds like someone got angry with him. Definitely. There was an argument somewhere.
I'm going to the chat here. The VR room. Gingerbish thinks that tells me that Ashworth has butted heads with Omar and others.
Exactly.
He obviously isn't pulling in the same direction. Frogmarsh is what Rushmania is saying. Brilliant, Rushmania. Thank you for your news updates. Frogmarsh is a fundamental problem. Let me see what Ian McDonald comes in to say. What the fuck is going on? Ashworth is a new sporting director. Not anymore. Not anymore. Frogmarsh means instant dismissal.
Exactly.
Dude, this is an instant dismissal. You know what I mean? It is.
That they had a bro. It's like me and you. Look, I mean, let's play it out. Yeah, I'll be Omar Barada. Yeah, I've called you in the office. Dan, come here, bro. Come here.
Yeah. Yes, boss.
Bro, I've been watching these matches over the last few weeks, a few months, and you brought in some players, and I don't think they're working out. What? Can you explain Xerxes to me, please?
Yeah. No, he was cheap, boss. We did an installment plan. He was cheap, 30 million, but we put in another 5 so we can do this amortization down payments.
But what do you think the ceiling is for this guy? I mean, this guy didn't even score. You brought in Højlund last season, right? And he only scored 15 goals before you brought him in. How much goals did Xerxes score before you brought him in, mate? Do you know what I mean? Only 10. What's the idea behind that, brother?
Well, the scouting reports told me, the
scouting reports told you that he doesn't score goals.
Well, we didn't have a proper head of recruitment before, so I called the shots. Okay,
that's the problem that we have here, mate. Yeah, you call the shots. So you know what? Even if you're going to say the Ten Hag signings, they're yours. Every signing, I'm concerned that they're your signings because you are the one that is in charge of the final say. So I'm taking it as you.
Well,
every single signing that's here right now, we've got rid of the manager. Justify these signings, mate.
Okay. Well, what about my compensation? Am I getting,
get out. Hey, walk him out. You know what? Security, get this guy out of my door. That's what happens. Get out.
Get out of here.
You have no explanation. And this is probably what's happened. Because even though we say Ten Hag signings, the club signings, whatever, the be-all and end-all of it was that probably Dan Ashworth and Ten Hag sat down, they spoke about things, and then, whether he had the final say or not, you went and bought these players. You spoke with him, you thought this was the best thing. And none of these players that you brought in, apart from Mazraoui, and who would you say the best signings were this summer? Mazraoui and De Ligt, right?
Mazraoui, De Ligt. They were a brilliant signing. There was a package deal for 52 million, and Mazraoui has been the most transformative player for us. De Ligt, awesome. Lenny Euro was a good signing. Lenny Euro got injured. Who else did we get in through the door? Ugarte. That was not a Dan was not a Dan Ashworth signing. Ugarte was a Omar Barada and I don't know.
To the future signing. Looking to the future.
Listen, we have further updates. Ben Jacobs coming out to say Dan Ashworth has left his role in Manchester United sporting director after just 5 months. According to The Athletic, he says decision was taken Saturday, driven by Sir Jim Ratcliffe without input from Dave Brailsford. So Dave Brailsford was the one that appointed him. But, apparently Sir Jim Ratcliffe stepped in and said this ain't working. So something must have really happened, right?
That's what I mean. Ratcliffe was there. I told you that there was another report saying that Ratcliffe was heavily involved in this decision.
Yeah. I continue to read Ben Jacobs' report. Ashworth, a costly appointment given his Newcastle compensation. I mean, come on. How much did we pay out for him? 15 million at the end of the day? We haggled and haggled and haggled. And
this is why I think that they've got rid of him in the probation period. They said, we're not paying him out twice because he ain't working. That's what they were saying. Yeah. I'm not paying him out twice.
So this means that they pulled the trigger within the 6 months because it's been there 5 months. After 6 months, you have to pay out, this garden leaves and all that
exactly
contractual. Well, but within this probation period, you pay out zilch.
No.
Furthermore, with Brailsford firmly involved in transfers, and Jean-Claude Blanc playing a role in some, plus Jason Wilcox and Christopher Vivell at Manchester United, still feel confident in their recruitment team and plans heading to 2025. Guys, We can only speculate, but when we put our minds together, and thank you, Joe, for coming in. Like, I know you just woke up, mate. So this is
No,
a
I'm awake,
curveball.
bro. I'm busy today. I'm going to wait from 8 o'clock in the morning, man. I'm awake.
Yeah. Let me go to the comments. Talking Pets is saying we only got to sell as a profit. That is definitely an Ashworth deal. Euro. We only got Euro to sell as a profit. Euro. Why would we say Euro in the first place? I wouldn't sell Euro.
Hell no.
Hell no. We just became a cycling team. SLV. Sorry, jokes. Anna Jackie saying you spent 30 minutes saying it was Omar, and then because Omar likes City and Donny H. I can't read this, mate. Yeah, it's a banter club. What you're trying to say, mate? Anyway, listen, we can only speculate, but what we can do is to sort of read between the lines. He was escorted out back door, not allowed to speak. They pulled the trigger, but again, I'm going to ask the question to everyone. Same thing what they did with Ten Hag. If they didn't have the man line up to take off the job, they would not pull the trigger. Simple as that.
I think you're probably correct there, bro. Now I'm going to watch this space. What's the name of the guy that you said again?
Cheeky Bergenstein.
Cheeky Bergenstein. If he gets appointed, yep, I'm going to give you a round of applause, bro. Send you some flowers or something, because you know what? Good eye. Good eye, because it's true. Look how quickly they appointed Amarim after the second of Ten Hag. So they had their guy in mind. So they must have someone in mind. There's a reason they've done this.
You know, in recruitment, in workspace, like, you know, if you're going to fire somebody, you already have somebody in line. That's the thing, right? In a C-level executive role, right? It's something that you do like a silent search behind the doors.
Of course.
100%.
If it's an important role, 100%. You do the looking behind, and then you get them in as soon as you got rid of that person, innit? But the thing is, have they done their research? I hope they have, because it seems like they're a competent company, Ineos. But we'll see, innit? Because right now, another thing that's going around in the group chat is everybody's on Ineos watch. People are calling they're calling Jim Ratcliffe a fraud. We'd never be having these problems if we just went with Qatar. You know, these guys are trying to scrimp and scrape for money now. You know, that's probably why they fired Dan Ashworth early. All of these things are going around.
Well, I think that sometimes don't let emotions clog your judgment or clear vision. You know, sometimes you can't see the forest from the tree, and always think from a 360 perspective. And what we're trying to provide here is a voice of reason. Abbas is saying, like, you know, this is total embarrassment. Is it? Maybe it was a total embarrassment to continue with Dan Ashworth. Maybe they know a vision, what they want to achieve, and this is not working out, right? So if the best-in-class sporting director is available, they probably will go for it, you know. I'm just speculating, knowing that Cheeky Bergenstein and Omar Barada had a brilliant working relationship. They set a brilliant structure. Maybe they already have him in line, and maybe just fired him out. But yes, you can sort of agree that Ineos is trying to make United great again. I mean, to put the right people in place, footballing operation is going to take time. Certainly, the Glazers fucked us over. I mean, we are so much in debt, and they're just trying to rectify it. I don't agree with the ticket price hike. 100% no, I don't. But what are you supposed to do? They slash the cost. They're trying to get rid of the high wage bills that the previous regime did, right? So it's going to be a long-term, short-term pain for a long-term gain. And we're just starting to see, you know, I mean, we talked about suffering under the Glazers, but I can see this bearing fruit at the end of the day. Like, you know, it's going to be either sink or swim.
Here's the thing, right? You can't, you put up ticket prices, right? This is the only problem you have with the local fans that can attend the games, right? You want people to attend games as a football club, right? We're already playing one of the highest premiums as a football club when it comes to going to see games, because we're such a massive club, right? Now, when we go there and the facilities aren't great, yeah, they're not the best in class. That's what's definitely not best in class. The facilities ain't best in class, but you want us to be paying best in class prices. This is the thing. You can't do that to your fans and expect them to be happy. Yeah, we shouldn't be burdening the bill for what you want to do. yeah, unless
Yeah.
we're bearing the benefits. And if we're not seeing nothing good on the pitch, we're not seeing nothing good in our stadium, we're not seeing nothing good across the board, and then you're asking us to pay more money, how do you think the fans are going to feel? You're asking us to pay more money for the worst service, for a worse service. Imagine if Netflix asked you to pay extra money, yeah, but then they said we're not going to do movies anymore, though. You know what I mean? What's the point? Why am I doing it?
I
It's
don't know,
like you
man.
feel wrong.
I feel you, but something popped in my mind, and you might give me a lot of stick, people in the VR room, but I agreed, and Ruben Amorim called it out so adequate to say Manchester United might be the biggest club in the world, but we are not the biggest team in the world.
But
That
that's true, though.
statement was spot on. That statement was spot on.
But I think we all know this, though. We're the most popular club, bro. There's a reason why you wake up every single morning and you hear Manchester United's name out of Sky Sports' mouth, or out of Talk Sports' mouth, or on YouTube every single day.
Yeah.
Someone will speak about Man United, right? So
something else just popped out as well. Sorry, Joe. Yeah, continue.
all right, bro.
Yeah. Another reason, also speculative, comes out from brilliant Kieran Maguire. If you know Kieran Maguire, he's the one, is financial expert. He's saying that hardly a surprise given that inclusive team-based approach favored by Ashworth and the bullying culture of Ineos. He means about the rainbow thing that happened over the weekend, that we refused to wear it.
Yes.
Speculations, the inclusion and diversity. Can it be something like that?
I doubt it. I doubt it. The fact that
I doubt it. This is just speculation from Kieran Maguire. Hardly a surprise given the inclusive.
There's speculation, but if we're going from what we've heard, that's that people have actually witnessed him being marched out last night, not with security, it means that something happened last night. Yeah, something happened then and there on the spot, and they made a decision very rashly.
But escorted out by Colette Roche, this chief operating officer, and security. That means that you have done something so serious that is an instant dismissal.
There was an argument. For you to call security, there was an argument. There was some sort of disagreement where they felt, you know what, just make sure he doesn't speak to somebody and get the hell out of there now. Yeah? But that's my speculation, by the way, guys. This is not hard fact.
Anyway,
it's what I think.
People, there's over 2,000 of you watching right live. Please don't. This is free content. This is a community. We are just having a speculative approach. What might be happening? It's not news, people. Whatever we say is just a community discussion, right? Trying to put the pieces together. However, we will follow up with more reports coming up. But please do us a massive favor at the moment. Let us get as many likes as possible. It's free content for you, and subscribe if you're new as well. Big up Joe as well, Blackman. Listen, I missed your Good, Bad, and the Ugly show. It's very late when I was sitting. We were talking about the game. I sent you a little bit of my reaction, and I just sang you a song. I just said, Gwen Stefani, don't speak. I know what you're thinking. I don't need your reasons. Don't tell me because it hurts. Because it hurts. It hurts.
Do you know what? It only hurts because we know that. You look at the game yesterday, right? And you look at the new manager and you think to yourself, no manager will survive under these set of players. No manager.
No.
Yeah. If they don't get the right players out, it's not about getting a bunch of players out. Oh, we're just going to get this whole bunch of players out and we'll get another bunch of players in. No, you got to get the right players out. There's a reason why the weeds keep growing in your garden, because you're not getting the right weeds.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You need to get the right weed out of your garden in order for your garden to flourish. And right now, we've got certain weeds in the garden that just infect, and spread throughout the group.
Yeah.
And they're very influential weeds. Do you know what I mean? They're very influential weeds. Like I'm gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna say the names. The likes of Marcus Rashford. Yeah, the likes of Marcus Rashford, right? He's one of the biggest influences on our team. Yeah, he might not be the captain, but he's a big personality around the club.
In the dressing room and the club.
100%. And he cannot be our star guy, our marksman, the guy that we look up to. He doesn't do it. He doesn't want to be it. Ollie offered him the armband and he said no. Do you know what I mean? These kind of things goes to show you what kind of passion he has for the club. Because if you really support a club, you can't wait to get the armband. You can't wait. I want to be the captain. I want to lead this team. I want to show them what it means to be a Man United player, right? You don't have that passion in you, you can get lost. I don't want anybody that's willing to walk around the pitch for half the game and look like when they're ready to run. 100%. And then after the game, you walk off without clapping the fans. And then also you don't speak to press. You walk away. You give it. You're ignorant, spoilt brat. And I don't want you at my club. I've said it. There you go.
No, maybe somebody needs to deal with his bloody agents. Too influential in the club. Whatever that is in the contract, rip it up. Rip it up. I'm done with him. I'm done with his charlatans. Everyone's walking, clapping the fans, away-going fans. He's just walking off. Man, come on. Anyway, hold that thought. We have 20 gifted memberships. Oh, my God.
Bad man.
Yo. We have the brilliant legend in the house, Rush Mano, gifted 20 MUFC Realist TV memberships, guys. Big up. I'm just going to shout you out. You Got Ross was gifted membership from Rush Mano. Welcome to the family, guys. We have Kudos. We have King Stash. We have Witterbird. Wiki, welcome to the family back again. Witterbird was also gifted a membership. She still got the spanner. Big up, Vicky. How you doing? Neelish 54G. Justin was gifted Navalozi. Sorry if I'm slaughtering your name. Kevin Gotama, Gingerbish as well, 23. Ray Carl Brown was gifted membership. Abdullah Irvin as well. Danny B, Kenny Fan TV, Irfan Arnold, Volp Stew was gifted a membership as well. Darren Young, who else? Craig Warby was gifted a membership. Jesus Christ. Nick S as well. Zeus. So many. L was gifted a membership. Who else do I have? Listen, guys, welcome to the family, and please smash the living like button. Give Rush Mano his roses, his pat on his back. He's a legend in this community. Rush Mano, thank you also for providing us with the news updates as well, guys. How many likes do we have? We have 56 likes. It's criminal. There's 2,000 of you watching right now. Please, it's free. Stretch your thumb. It's if you are on a diet and trying to burn extra calories, you will burn 5 extra calories by just pressing the like button. Please tell them off, Joe. Should we get KG to tell them off?
Yes, you. I'm talking to you. If you're watching right now and you've not hit the like button, you're actually taking the piss out of Mick. Come on now. Yeah. Show some love to the channel, man.
Yo,
if you're watching on a different platform, jump over to YouTube right now and smash that like button, please, guys.
Oh, yeah. 100%. No, moving on from here. Yes, of course, it was a disappointment. We lost yesterday. I was expecting a win, but nobody's talking about the way Nuno Espirito Santos actually set up the team. He rocked up, had a plan. He set up a low block. I sent you a voice note about this yesterday. I was watching the game. I mean, I don't know if you noticed it, but we couldn't play out in the middle, and they didn't give us time on the ball. They was constantly stressing us in the middle. They're called a mid block. That turned out to be a low block at the end of the day. They were kind of they were kind of ganging up on the right, but putting 2 people on Amad Diallo. They saw the threat, and they recognized the left hand was a weakest link with who else? Dalot that doesn't have the end product. So they're forcing the ball going to the left all the time. Yeah, and they were stressing us in the middle of park, which led to sloppy passes all the time. Now, nobody talked about his Nuno Santos, Espirito Santos, whatever it's called. But winning a game on 28% ball possession, tell me one team that did that in 2016 and then won the league, that had 28 ball possession, 30 possession, and still won the league. But just
are you talking about Leicester?
Yes. Leicester.
He ain't winning shit, bro. That's what you're trying to say. He ain't winning nothing. He is not winning the league, bro. I don't care if they're 5th right now. Yeah. They are not winning the league. Although it's not impossible to say that they could right now, if I'm being honest with you.
No. But, at the end of the day, right, this is the open heart surgery that Ralph Ragnick was talking about. This is happening in front of our eyes. We have the doctor in the house now experimenting. It's going to take time, and, a 3-4-3 system in 3 quarters in, get a new manager in. You don't have time to experiment and train. You're on the bounce. You're playing 2 games a week. They got caught out yesterday, 100%. But I still going to call out a little bit of Ruben. You know, Ruben doesn't get roses all the time. He's going to get a little bit stick from me. Are you ready?
Whoa, already?
Yeah. I'm a little bit critical because by now he should have known who is the bottlers and not the bottlers.
I disagree.
And you should go in go looking at 3 points, bouncing back from a defeat. Fuck the players, lazy cunts. I'm sorry to say that. But they get paid to play football, right? So you don't need to rotate in this game. You know, you should have started with, you know, the strongest team in the first half instead of the second half subbing them in, you know? So,
the thing is, though, you're playing Nottingham Forest, bro. Yeah? You should think, if there's a game I can rotate some of these crap players and see what they can actually do.
Don't do it against Forest.
Why not against Forest?
I don't know. 3 points result matters as well, in my opinion. You know,
I mean, I get it, but you would expect that Forest is a team that we should be able to play and come away with a win with no matter who we put out on that pitch. And for good tactics, if everybody knows how to play the tactics, we should be able to win that game against Nottingham Forest.
Well, Nuno changes tactics from a mid block to a low block to see out the game. We conceded early, the heads dropped. We came back again. Kudos. Hoyland scored, fantastic. We go in 1-1. I mean, after we scored 1-1, we looked pretty okay in the first half. We looked solid. The passes were there, like, you know, still. But, you know, Nottingham Forest was still a threat on set pieces. I mean, on set pieces and counterattack. But to come out in the second half, not ready for the game. And again, 2 minutes it took in the first half. If you look at the second half, 2 minutes also took for them to score, right? And from there was an uphill battle, right? So he did right substitutions, but they didn't really get into the game. Rashford, what did he do? Xerxes, nothing, you know?
And this is why my man got fired at the end of the game.
Mendham, what I'm saying is that, you know what? If something worked in the second half, start with that team, you know what I mean? And go for the kill like Arteta used to do. Like, you know, the first 20 minutes, just go for the ruthless tap out. Like, you know, if you watch Eminem, like, you know, just tap out, right? Choke. Yeah. just go for it. 2-0 up, and then you can rotate. But, you know, these charlatans, these players, don't protect them, right? Because they're lazy. Some of them, we know the names. And we're not going to talk about Luke Shaw in this stream, but we have to mention who is responsible, alternate responsible for the player contract is sporting director. 100% it is, right? Who gave Luke Shaw that contract last year on the back of injury? Absolutely shambolic. Now, he's got 2 years left on his contract. We don't have a left wing back. We need a specialist slim wing back. And Dalot is not the answer, mate. So what do you think is going to happen now with no sporting director? Do we have an answer in January? Because we need a left wing back. And we don't have, I mean, first and foremost, can you answer that question?
But the thing is, I think it's interesting that they fired him before the January transfer window. Maybe, like you said, Cheeky's coming in, right? And if he comes in, exactly, you might have a cheeky deal ready for the January transfer window. You never know.
Exactly what community. Sorry, Joe.
No, it's cool, man. I just find it quite interesting that they've done it right before the January transfer window, you know, opens, because they must have an idea that the signings that we've already done are not what they want to do, barring a couple.
Yeah,
you know, a couple have worked out, but the majority haven't. And I think that they think, you know what? Instead of continuing down this road with the signings that you keep bringing forward, we'll go in a different direction with someone that the manager also trusts. And maybe, like you said, you know, the sporting director also trusts, because it sounds like Omar Barado hasn't been getting on with him at all.
Yeah. The community here goes, including, they're starting to catch up what we are thinking as well, mate, as a community. Jason, attack. That's what we need, Jason. Big up, Jason. I haven't seen you for a long time. A replacement will already be in place, like Amarin. 100%. That's what we have in conclusion here as well. Ashworth was never best in class. He was recommended by Dale Brailsford, you know, not appointed by Omar Barada. You know, usually the CEO will appoint the it's like a trickle down from the top to down, right? bet his replacement will happen before end of the week. This is what happened with Ruben Amorim. And this is what I believe is going to be Cheeky Bergenstein, ex-sporting director of Man City, best in class, that worked with Omar Brada. Who else is available?
But the thing is, bro, this is what I don't like, right? That means that Ineos is treating us like some sort of experiment. Yeah? You don't know who best in class is then. Why did you chase this man for so long? Stop doing this, you acting like you know what you're doing, BS, right? This is why so much people are mad at Ineos right now, bro. Yeah? Because you said that you knew what you was doing when you took over this club. It's big Manchester United. It's not Brighton. It's not Newcastle. It's not Chelsea who you was trying to buy before. Yeah. This is Manchester United. So when you say that you're trying to get best in class, make sure that you're getting best in class. Yeah. Don't tell us, oh, this is best in class, and then 6 months later you're telling us, oh, well, we made a mistake. We're going to let him go. Do you know what I mean? So we can get someone else. Nah. We are not Nice, bro. Get your act together. Yeah, get your act together right now. Yeah, we can't keep doing this. We can't keep going through the process because Manchester United patients have run out of patience. I say Manchester United fans, sorry, have run out of patience years ago. Years ago, we ran out of patience, right? And right now, we are not ready to go for another 3, 5, 6, 7 years of rebuild. We need to be built by 2 years at least.
We have my friend Jack Talbot just tweeted out as well. But guys, this is a community. Come in and express yourself. I've shared the link because the more the merrier, guys. I know that Kenny Fan TV wanted the link as well. Listen, Joe, Jack Talbot just came in. Everyone is now tweeting. He's saying, having sacked Ashworth, Ineos have shown that the recruitment in the summer has not just been poor for players, but the hierarchy as well. What a strange move to make. They are starting to look chaotic and impulsive.
There we go.
Well, there we go. Jack Talbot is actually a Newcastle fan as well, by the way. He's a lovely guy, But yeah, would you agree with that statement? They're starting to look at chaotic, impulsive, just desperate.
It depends on what happens next, right? Because it does look impulsive to fire someone after the match and escort them out with security. That seems like I said, it seems to all of us like it was something that happened immediately after the match and a decision was made. Now, if we don't see a quick appointment, like Cheeky or somebody, like he said, coming in within the next couple of days, that means it was an impulsive decision.
Okay, we have a Fabrizio Romano. Thank you, Rushmano, for providing that. We have a Fabrizio Romano update coming from our legend Rushmano that also gifted 20 membership. Let's share this, and we will bring in Kenny Fan TV as well. Dan Ashworth left his role at Manchester United after 5 months. It's over with the sporting director, as revealed by The Athletic. Tense situation with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, not happy at all with last summer's tragedy. United spent around 3 million to get Ashford from Newcastle. So not happy with this tragedy. Tense situation.
Well, it's evident to see. It's evident to see, man. Look, something had to be wrong there for this decision to be made so quickly, so rashly. And I think, you know, moving forward, when it comes to the signings that we have, I think we're going to see a different parameter
approach.
Of players coming in. Yeah, a different approach. You know, like they were saying, oh yeah, under 25 and blah blah
blah. Yeah,
blah,
but
blah.
Ashford was the one that wanted to go for English talent. He wanted to go for Brentwaite as well. Remember, he was obsessed with Brentwaite.
We absolutely destroyed Brentwaite. I have no idea why. This is what I'm saying. He's this guy. This is why I always said, yeah, why are we getting guys that wanted to build up Brighton? Yeah, Brighton is the team that you buy from. Yeah, and I understand that they do get those players in every now and then. They get certain players, yeah, that you want to buy for over 100 million or whatever, right? But it's not an everyday thing. Not every one of their signings are world class. So why would you go for someone who was doing those mediocre signings?
Yeah. Roydon Frost, you just call me in the middle of a live stream, please. I cannot talk to you while I'm doing a live stream. Thank you for calling me on Telegram, Roydon. Guys, we are having some opinions for the last 5 minutes. Please, Kenny Fan TV, welcome to the stage. We have Brian.
Big up, Mick. How are you doing?
Big up, Joe. I'm Mick.
Let's start with you, Kenny. Like, you know, have your say before we close the stream. What is your general feeling?
Sure.
How do you read into this situation? Do you have camera by any chance?
Unfortunately, my camera isn't really working today. I don't know. My StreamYard camera is just
Fantastic.
moving mad lately.
Okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
don't know.
As long as we can hear your
Yeah,
voice, my friend.
yeah, it's fine. I think for me, like, I mean, ever since from last night's game, when I actually watched the game, I was like, I don't feel like even like hearing any more United news. But I did get to know about that Dan Ashworth news through basically through the WhatsApp group chats. And
Mm.
I don't know. I'm kind of assuming that like Dan Ashford must be that there must be some behind the scenes clash between Dan Ashford and basically um uh, rest of the Ineos board meetings and stuff like that. That's what I'm kind of assuming.
Well,
Maybe.
it's what Richie's saying. We are waiting for the club statement. Until then, I mean,
Yeah.
we have credible journalists, the tier ones, Fabrizio Romano. Ornstein came out the bomb by himself, so I believe in Ornstein. I believe in what Fabrizio is saying. We don't know how the club is going to spin it, but it was also said that
Exactly.
he was escorted out by Colette Roche and with security and everything else within his 6 months probation period. That means they're not going to pay any compensation whatsoever. But we spent a lot of money on this guy. We absolutely did the wrong call, and things happen in employment. You think you employed the right guy, and that's why you have a probation period, and you
Mm.
discover that this is not a match. Ruthless.
Agree.
It's ruthless.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear from a Chelsea fan from outside perspective. Are you laughing at us, or are
No,
you
I'm
feeling
not
some
laughing,
form?
but I think Ashworth was expected to overhaul United's recruitment and usher in a new era, from reckless investments. But the shock exit, it's despicable. I mean, quite frankly, where are you going to
You got a
find
point.
where where are you going to find the next sporting director? Who's going to take over as the next United sporting
Well,
director?
they probably have. You mentioned something very strongly there because he wanted to have full control. Like he wanted to have that full control Newcastle, full authority. He wanted to bring in British talent. That was widely reported as well. Under 24 years of age. Certainly, heads have clashed. You know, heads have clashed.
He
Oh,
actually,
It's
he actually wanted Southgate at one point of time.
yeah,
I
100%.
remember
yes,
now.
yes, and do you know what? He was involved in United's recruitment in the summer. Ashworth, over £200 million spent. Yet you finished. Guess what? In the Premier League, eighth finish, and recorded a minus goal difference. But then you decided to keep Ten Hag after the FA Cup final. But now we've got to
Mm.
find out who needs to take on as a proper sporting director, someone who needs to take on the challenge and to find out where United goes from here. Because I think it's going to be some difficult decisions ahead of this one. In January transfer window is just a few weeks away, so I'm thinking the new sporting director needs to have its say and follow on footsteps from Ashworth.
If they
Mm.
haven't or made the decision on who the sporting director is, then we have a problem because the January
Exactly.
transfer window is
Yeah.
coming up, and we need a left wing
Yeah.
back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a left wing back is definitely what United needs, but let's see what the new sports director has if a new one is selected, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
But as said, like we can only sit here and put our heads together, look at from a 360 angle, analyze the news, and at the end of the day, they're ruthless. They know which direction they want to go, and I can just put myself in Dan Ashworth's shoes, and I can put myself in the club shoes as well. Yeah, it's a mammoth of a job. What Ruben Amorim was saying, Manchester United is the biggest club in the world, but not the biggest team. And I want to have a marriage to have the biggest club in the world and the biggest team in the world as well. And it's going to be a process. It's going to take time. as what Ruben was saying, we're going to suffer a little bit. But I think they got the right man in charge to lead this project in terms of being a head coach. And you got to listen to the coach, and you got to have a spot on recruitment to support the vision of the manager. And probably that kind of didn't work out with Ashworth as well, like, the which direction, right?
Yes.
The appointment reported by Amarin was an Omar Barada appointment. And I would think that the next sporting director, they already have somebody in mind, and that is also an Omar Barada authority. Jim Ratcliffe don't get involved. It's the CEO that the sporting director will reporting. Technical director reports into the CEO as well. So it's going to be a very interesting watch, 100%. Yeah, director of football is not so hard. It's just getting the right person on board, 100%. Because they like to, they like to work in they say they don't want any structures to have no egos or team players, and obviously something clashed, Joe, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. People, it is criminal. 2,700 people watching on this free content, and only 67 likes. Do I have to say more?
Do I have to say more? Except share this stream out, people. Because it's gonna make sure everybody has their opinion on this massive news. There's now going to be a big implication for United as a sporting director. There's going to be big implications.
No, I think it's a smart thing to do. If it doesn't work out, get rid of it right now. Get somebody in that can set you up for January in the summer transfer window.
Yep,
that's what it is. That happened to Ten Hag. They gave him a chance. That didn't work out. They pulled the trigger. They did the same thing with Ashworth. Pull the trigger. Since when did we see a club acting this ruthless? You got to give them kudos for this as well.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. It does beg the question, though. Are they just using us as an experiment? They've not got their formula right. They said they were hiring the best in class, but now they're not so sure who's best in class. So it does beg that question as well.
It begs the question also from fans to be more patient to understand. Listen, you're never going to get everything right at the first time. It's always going to be hit and miss. When you do a rebuild, a restructure, first year is going to be a little bit of a failure until you learn, until you get things right. You have that wiggling room of improvement. And this, what we see here, right now, was, we appointed this person. That didn't work. Replace him. We made a mistake. Same with the head coach. Oh, that didn't work out. Replace him. Get our man. So we will see, man. We will see. I'm just providing a little bit of a reasoning behind it. And at the end of the day, guys, we are not calling the shots. We are not the recruitment director. We're not the CEO of the club. We just have opinions. And we want
exactly.
Yeah. And what we see right now is a true identity that we haven't seen under Amarin. We see players are struggling to adapt to his system.
100%.
He should be given full autonomy in the transfer window. He said it himself in interviews that said, no, it comes from me. Because at the end of the day, I have to coach this team and I have to put this team out. So perhaps it was a clash between him and Ashworth. You know what I mean?
I think there was definitely some sort of clash. I can't confirm or deny, but that's just my speculation. Because the manner that it happened in and the way that he was escorted out of the grounds, it means that I think something happened that they didn't want him to speak to the press before he could leave the grounds.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
you know what? It is what it is. I hope they have someone in place and ready. And if they don't, then we can start giving Ineos a side eye.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be It's going to be a follow-up bombastic to see. I see Rushman is providing further.
Bombastic. That is the word. Oh yes, you're describing bombastic as Sonia Bombast, the current Chelsea women's manager, by the way, Vic.
Yep. No, Laura Whitwell is wishing all the best for the future. This is kicking off, guys. We're waiting for further information, but there's going to definitely be more clarity, and I can't wait to see the club statement. The club statement 100%. Is going to be something very neutral, mutual agreement. Well, I see. Well, this is an instant dismissal if you get escorted by the back door by security and everything else. So there's probably not going to be any compensation paid up because he's got 6 months probation period as per employment contract, and we'll see who the next will be. I made a prediction. It's going to be Cheeky Bergenstein, the ex-sporting director from Man City Group. Oh, club statement is out.
We've just had a club statement in. The club statement is out, and can I share it with you?
Sure. You have a club statement. Please share. The more, the merrier.
Yes.
So club statement is out.
Here we go. The club statement is out, and here it is.
Can you share screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Can you share screen, Riley? Otherwise, I can go and find it. I can grab it. Hello? You there? You froze. He froze. Riley froze.
The computer can't do two things at once.
I go to Manchester United side and I will pull out the official statement. Until Riley,
go for it.
Club statement. Here we go. Club statement is out. So Manchester United has now come up with the club statement after the sniff of Bomba Ornstein that was before. Guys, it's going like this. Let me see. Are you all with us? Club statement is here.
Yeah, I can
to say Dan Ashworth will be leaving his role as sporting director of Manchester United by mutual agreement. That's what I said. Now they're saying mutual agreement. We would like to thank Dan. Nah. This is their politics. We would like to thank Dan for his work and support during his transitional period. 5 months. Thank you for your work, loyal service. Don't think so for the club and wish him all the best for the future. That's about it.
You know.
That's about it.
That's right. That's how short the statement is. That means they said, get the F out. Yeah, get out.
Yeah, get out of here.
About mutual agreement, please. You think we're buying that rubbish? No. But you know what? They've done what they had to do. Yeah, they've done what they had to do. That's the shortest statement I've ever seen.
I gotta agree with you. I mean, by mutual agreement, as predicted, it is not frog marched, but the search is now on. If there is no sporting director within the next few weeks, or if not a few months,
a few days. If there's none in the next few days, we know that this was a rash decision.
Yes,
frog march. I've never seen such a short statement ever from United coming out. This usually they have a long explanation. This is just short. Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
This one is absolutely short. If they don't find in the next few days, if not within a week, that is a rush decision. But
you know what? When you get dismissal from work, like in your termination, they will put mutual agreement. So, you don't get like an agreement. You leave now, nothing else, So you say mutual agreement, even if you get fired, right? And then you would say, thank you, Dan, for the support during this transitional period.
There was no big statement about what he's done and what they appreciated. No, yeah, thanks, mate. Bye. They might as well say thanks, mate. Bye.
Yeah. If you've done something, Joe, and if I was your boss or owner, thank you, Joe. You're fired, but for your future reference, we don't want to harm you. We know that you seek another job. Just put mutual agreement, not fired. Okay. But thank you, Dan. Thank you.
But this is the shortest statement they've ever had for someone who's left. Yeah, you pursued this man so much. This was a whole saga during the last year summer, but his gardening leave and everything. Yeah, we fought for this man.
Basically, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Bye, Joe.
Yeah. Security. Cheers, Dan. Bye. That's what they said.
Security.
Cheers, Dan. Bye, mate.
Security. Escort him in the back door, please. Don't want to see him.
Oh no,
man,
it's horrible. So you know what? I don't know if this is ruthless or if this is bad. If you know what I mean. Yeah.
We're not time here to make friends. We're here to win.
There was no. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, win on Thursday night in Europa League. By the way, ex followers of United didn't hesitate to tweet. One of them from @UTD Sinoki says, "What is happening with this club? Ineos, what are you doing?"
Okay, we have further updates, people. Thank you for coming from Chris Wheeler. Further news from Rashmano as well. Let's put this to the stage. This comes from Ratcliffe. Manchester United must have been the best recruitment in the world. You can't just flick a light switch and sort out recruitment. It's all about people, and we need to find the right ones. A proper dig. A proper dig. So it might be something in discrepancy of recruitment strategy. We know that Ashworth wanted to have full control. So it might be a clash with the big boss.
Yep.
I don't think I always said that I don't think that the higher up should have full control of the recruitment, especially if you're working with a manager. It doesn't make sense. A coach, a manager, whatever you want to call them, you know, they have to have some sort of say on the players that you're bringing in for their system. Surely, you can't just be buying random players and telling them to make them fit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But guys, this is Ginger Bish coming. This is exactly how United were run under Sir Alex Ferguson, Dave Gill. Ruthlessness, top stuff. You know, I am personally in that camp that said, look, our attacking front line is the weakest I've seen for years. For years, right? We used to have top quality strikers. At least our attacking line was the best in class, always. But that department, it's gone. Why are we sitting here looking at, oh, Solanke could do a job here? No. United used to get the best
Solanke,
striker. No, something like that, you know? Oh, this guy looks good. But other clubs used to look at us and say, "Ooh, you got a good striker. Come on, right? Rashford ain't performing. Get the hell out of my club." You know, Højlund is still young. It's not a full developed article. We need, like, you know, the world-class striker. Just Is Victor Gyökeres the answer? Yes, he's the best goal scorer in Europe at the moment. Go fucking get him. But before you get him, before you get him, sort out your creativity, sort out your system, servicing the strikers. At the moment, these players don't have the IQ to understand what Ruben Amorim wants. 100%. And this needs to be changed, in my opinion. This is the only way we can move forward. Now, this man comes in, he wants to play his style 3-4-3. That means do it, execute. He's doing it with his players that he's not his players. So it's time to give him the full backup, get in new blood, and off we go.
Exactly that.
Also, Rashmana comes in to say, this tells me that Ratcliffe wants to change ASAP. No patience. He wants to win now. 100%. So do we, fans, wants to win. Joe, what do you think?
Well, I've already said that he made the statement himself, right? That he needs to win time. Yeah? He knows what kind of situation he's in at the moment. These fans don't have patience. We don't have patience. Yeah, we all say we have patience, but as soon as something goes wrong, we see all the signs coming and people saying that this is going wrong, that's going wrong. I can't believe I was on Box's stream yesterday. I saw comments saying manager out already. You know, there's no patience in this fan group, and if we're going to move forward, the manager needs to have the right tools. Yeah, and the right tools means players that he can trust right now. And he doesn't have those.
Cool.
100%.
We have new players to this stage as well. Big up one by one. Royden Frost, you called me in the middle of live stream. Big up, Royden. How you doing?
Hey, Mark. I hope you're well, brother.
And Mark as well in the house as well.
Big up, everybody. Yo,
and all the other guys that have called in.
Big up, Royden.
Big up, Royden.
Wait. One by one.
This morning, I am very happy this morning. Everybody who knows I'm super happy this morning because the myth of best in class has been gone. Is gone. I'm happy. Now, I think we definitely need to look at this as a positive because you know what? He was not best in class. Right?
Yeah.
No, we definitely need to back this manager. We didn't back the last manager. Patience is not something that exists at United. We talk about this many times. Mick, Joe, everybody here, we talk about patience. The fans having patience. You see in men saying Amarin out. I saw men saying Amarin out after the second game. And for me, that is mad. That is crazy because we're going into this loop of that cycle again with manager after this. Bro, this is football. It's sports. And while the manager doesn't have his players, which he does need to get, he could also create them, but it will take time. All of it will still take time. And the whole thing is that this guy, this season has been written off. When I said it, men laugh at me. We write off the season when we sacked Ten Hag because the season wasn't written off yet. We could have had a change, a bounce back in the season because we was doing similar things. We wasn't changing anything. We was improving on what we was working on previously. Now we make an entire shift which might be good, might be the better future for United. But we have to understand that it will take time. The ups and downs will be great. We will face some humblings, but we have to back it because this is what we chose. So this is where we at.
Hey Mick, okay, I just want to come in here with what Mark said. Amar Barada made a very good statement. I think it was about a month ago, where he said 2028 is when we are targeting to win the English Premier League. Now everything comes into that, right? Everything comes into that, the whole thing. Today, Dan Ashworth sacking, that follows in with everything. People are going in that Ashworth appointed Eric Ten Hag. If we look at the bigger picture, Blanc, Amar Barada and Ashworth were also involved in that, even though they went publicly and they said they weren't really involved in that. I don't believe that for a second. So for me, for them to come out now and sack Ashworth, is Blanc going to follow suit? This comes down to the same point that I have about Nice. Nice is in a shambles. Nice was a shambles. Their Swiss club was in the shambles. But it comes down to what I've said from the beginning. Eric Ten Hag sacking was not because he was a bad coach. It was because of the players. We saw it today. We saw it yesterday. Sorry, people can say what they want, right? Set pieces, the way players played, the way they were committed. That all comes down to players. So how are we sacking managers every 2 years? I saw a statistic yesterday from the commentary. In 12 years, we've sacked 6 managers. That's an average of 2. That's an average of a manager every 2 seasons. Where is the success planning in that? That's the question I want from the Eric Ten Hag outers. I'm asking them. I'm calling now the Eric Ten Hag outers. Where is the strategy in that? We go back to set pieces. Arsenal, 2 set pieces cost us the game against Arsenal. Our first games before Eric Ten Hag was sacked, how many goals did we concede in set pieces? Go look. Since when Van Nistelrooy came in and when Amram came in, how many did we concede? How many did we concede on set pieces? Go have a look. And then people go, Eric Ten Hag style was boring. Eric Ten Hag style was this. The fact is, Arsenal and Forest, who are both in the top 6, have used set pieces to neutralize Manchester United. We can go on, it's Onana's fault. We can go on, it is De Ligt's fault. We can go on, it's Yoro's fault. We can go on, it's Martinez's fault. The fact is remains, and in the summer, we brought in the set-piece coach from Southampton. Now, you can even look at the stats. Before this game, we had conceded 5 set-piece goals. Right? Wolverhampton had conceded 7. Now we are tied with Wolverhampton.
Yeah,
so how do you
7.
Yeah. So how do you explain that?
Yep.
Of the 5 that we conceded, right? Okay. Of the 5 that we conceded, 2 were under Ruud and 1 was under Amarim before this game. So that leaves 2 under Eric Ten Hag. So how is it Eric Ten Hag's fault? So in hindsight, we can actually say
Eric Ten Hag.
Bro, Eric Ten Hag wasn't the problem. Eric Ten Hag beat Ajax with the team.
That's
He beat
fine,
Madrid. He beat Madrid with the team of Casemiro, Varane, Kroos, all those players. Look at the facts, brother. That is the facts. He beat them 4-1. Eric Ten Hag is not the problem. Eric Ten Hag is not the problem. The problem is the players.
Yes, there you go. That's the point that you need to make. That's the point that you need to make in the first place.
So why are we back? So why? Yes. So where were you? So where were you when Eric Ten Hag was sacked? So where were you when Eric Ten Hag was sacked?
What are you talking about?
This is not about this is not about Eric Ten Hag's discussion. I hear you, Royden. This is not.
Why
about
are you crying about Eric, fam? Look at you. You're about
wait,
Eric, fam. What's wrong with you?
It's not about Eric Ten Hag. I back Amram. I like what he's bringing. But the problem is, you fans don't want to see. You think Amram is going to solve the solution. The problem is the players. Until you accept that, we will not get anywhere.
Guys,
do you know what? You obviously don't know me, innit? Yeah. So let me just explain to you something. Yeah. Let me tell you this right now. I've always blamed the players, bro. I'm the person who started the THDL in the first place. If you ever said THDL out your mouth, if you ever protected Ten Hag, it's been about me, bro. I told that in the first place.
6 managers in 12 years. 6 managers in 12 years. 6 managers in 12 years. Explains everything.
Mute this guy, fam. I'm telling you, fam. Yeah, I don't know why you're getting so emotional over Ten Hag. Yeah, I'm just telling you this. Let me be calm. Let me explain something to you.
Calm settings, please.
It's always been about these damn players. I've been saying it for years and years. Yeah, the players need, ever since Ragnick came and said it, open heart surgery, I've been backing that statement. Yeah. Open heart surgery has actually not been done. They got rid of a few players last season. They thought the open heart surgery was over. Nah. Open heart surgery means that you need to rip out the whole thing. Yeah. And certain players who are the real cancer in this team are still here. And until they go, this shit ain't going to improve. And that's my stance on it. But there's no point in crying about Ten Hag anymore. I was the biggest Ten Hag defender. Yeah. But you need to place it on Amram now, because they're going to kill another manager. Another good manager is going to get killed by these stinking players. And that's what you need to focus on. Stop crying about Ten Hag. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not crying. I even told Mark before I called, before I called Mark in on the show, I told him, I like what Amram is doing. But what we don't forget is there are many people, even on this chat, that say Eric Ten Hag is a bold fraud. Eric Ten Hag is this. Eric Ten Hag is that. We forget one thing. 50 wins quicker than Sir Alex Ferguson.
No, listen.
Name any other manager that's done that. I know that.
No, excuse me. Can I just moderate here? Can we just drop off Eric Ten Hag and just realize what you both are saying is absolutely correct? No manager will survive with the current cancer that's in the team.
That's what I've said all along.
Yeah, that's what it is. Now, okay. Amarin is now identifying and calling it out. Tell me anyone that is hooking off Bruno Fernandes in the middle of the game. Bruno was always starting. Tell me one that benched Rashford to sit there. This guy has full autonomy, and I back this, right? You know, I am not going to sit here to say, basically, this is the best in class. Now they fired Dan Ashworth. We don't know. But the point is what we fans have been doing, and this is irritating. We are pointing fingers, and we think that this is the right. Oh, get rid of Rashford. That will solve the problem. Oh, get rid of Luke Shaw. That is the problem. We always seem to find a bloody scapegoat instead of looking at the whole 360 perspective of collective shit, what's going on, right? And I'm tired of that. You know, I don't want to sit here and be reactionary. I want to use common sense, logic, and reasoning to look at it. Yes, this guy is onto it. Yeah. Tell me any manager is speaking that understands.
But 4 managers was on to Rashford, to all those players as well. Mick. I feel like the problem now is to get rid of them. You see, because this is the problem. Our managers could call it out. He could sack. He could substitute the players. He could do all those things. But that is not solving the larger issue. The larger issue is we need to finish the rebuild of the squad in entirety. And that includes players who were there 5+ years before this manager. You know,
let me address to a VAR review. I totally agree what Blackman is saying. I totally agree what Royden is saying, what you're saying. But there's a certain problem and element that is called a rot. Yeah, you can go in the summer transfer window, get in new fresh blood that will be colored by the senior dressing room staff and players. That's called the rot, the virus. You understand what I'm saying here? Yeah, you can be Lenny Euro coming in, and who is the most senior prominent figure in the dressing room calling the shot? Because it's a hierarchy. It's a hierarchy. Guys, it's a hierarchy.
It's not just Rashford. It's Shaw. No. Shaw is the only player that has sacked more Man United managers than anybody else.
Let me land. There is a certain hierarchy in a dressing room, right? Based on rank, based on how long you've been there, who's vocal, who's not. That has always been the case. Now, that rot, what I'm talking about, you can go in the summer and recruit bloody Mbappe, whatever you want. That guy will become shit after 6 months because he gets influenced by the senior players, right? And that's why you're seeing Garnacho's being influenced, dropping off. You've seen a lot of players going from being
Xerxes,
bang average. So that is what Joe Blackman is saying. That is what you're saying. And that is a common sense.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Mick, I agree with you 100%. The problem is, though, is I've always maintained that people always say to me, why do you hate Rashford? I don't hate Rashford. The problem is that Rashford's brand is bringing money in for Ineos. It's bringing money in for the Glazers. And this is why Eric Ten Hag was forced to play him. And people say, oh, we should sack Eric Ten Hag because he picked Rashford.
Yep. Okay, but this is the common denominator I wanted to sort of address. The elephant in the room. It's just not, point to certain players. It is basically what you guys saying. The open heart surgery needs to take place. You cannot, what Amarin is trying to do is collect a individual, a team, a family, right? Not individuals. Like players like Rashford, Luke Shaw, they used to get away with. Rashford gets away because there's some part of his contract. He's not clapping the fans or whatever. Fuck that shit off, right? You got it. Sorry for swearing. I know we have the swear.
Oh, hey, Nick. It's a common thing for us.
But we all know it. We all call it out.
Apologies about that.
And I just don't want to see the likes of the place that we're recruiting becoming complacent because of this dressing room culture, right? So that is, my opinion, the problem, the root cause problem of us declining, right? Because that also applies to, wait a minute, he gets away with in training. Wait a minute, he went, a missed training, went to have 50 shots in Belfast and got unpunished, right? So that has to stop, right? Ollie's trying to do it. He said, I want to get rid of the bad apples. I know who the bad apples is. Guess what happened to Ollie? Sacked, right? Ralph Ragnick called it
out.
You're
right, Mick. You're right. Remember, I don't know if you remember, Ollie said something about Rashford, and then the next media conference, before the conference even started, he had to apologize to the media. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
Too much power. It's coming down to his agent, Dwayne Renard, his family members. Man, if you want to be a fucking rap star, go off to LA and fucking be a pop star, rap star.
Exactly.
Man United, you put on this fucking shirt. You play for this.
But anyway, band. So to put a cat amongst the pigeons, my next director of football would be Ragnick.
There you go.
I would support that. I love Ragnick. Bring him back.
Then the problem is getting him from Austria.
Yeah. We have further updates, guys, from Jim. What do you call him? Jim Bacon? No, Jacobs. Sorry, Jim Bacon.
Ben Jacobs.
Yeah. More on Dan Ashworth's departure. Guys, can I have some silence, please? More on Dan Ashworth's departure is mutual agreement to part ways, made collaborative following a period of transition. But this came off the mutual transition because of the club statement. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Dale Brailsford driving forces behind it. But Ashworth accepted the decision. Sources describe it as a very difficult decision for both parties. Man United have been building a new team, a new structure at super speed, and there is acknowledgement that this will be an element of leaving and departing on the job to create a winning structure. Man United confident that the plans for 2025, Jason Wilcox and likely Chris Revell may take enhanced roles. They look like they're going to step up. Brailsford and Jean-Claude Blanc are involved in recruitment, and Omar Berrada remains his key voice in the football and business decision. He drove Ruben Amarin's appointment. Yes, he did. Omar Berrada did.
He did. You know what, Mick? That for me, if I'm going to go between Wilcox and Vavell, I'll go with Vavell. Vavell fits Amarin's project with young players, recruiting young players.
Yeah.
Look at Kone. Anyway. Look at what we got from Crystal Palace. What is that young guy called from Crystal Palace that we got? Suwali or something like that we signed? He's the type of guy that we need as I think as our director of football.
Yeah. We got more reports coming from Alex Crook as well from Talk Sports. Everyone is now banging the drum. Understand Ashford felt sidelined from the big decisions almost from the day one, with Berrada and Brailsford calling the shots. Tipping point was Amarin appointment. He favored British coach Southgate. He also been told there was a clash of personalities.
I'm glad we fired him now. If that's what's coming out.
If you told me Southgate was coming in, I would have ran. I would have ran.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what? This got some truth in it, because there was rumors coming out. We were looking only for British talent. What was named Brent Waite and all that shit. What the hell? Shut the fuck up. You know.
So you know what? I'm glad. I'm now glad.
Exactly.
I'm not looking for Brexit FC. Thank you. No, thank you.
Mark, can Mick? I'm going to say something here. It's going to be maybe a little bit controversial. I'm going to say one word: xenophobia.
What? Why are you saying that? What the
Because,
fuck?
but listen.
Listen.
Most of look, Rashford gets less hate than Garnacho and Ahmad, right? Bruno
You mean
gets less
British
hate.
phobia? Yeah.
Yes, British Bruno gets less hate than Mount. Shaw, how much hate does Shaw get? How many games has he played in the last 2 years? This all comes down to the same thing. Anyway,
Yeah,
guys, I've got to go. I will see you guys later. I've got to go. I've got an appointment with a client.
Yeah.
I'll chat to you guys later. Have a great one,
Big up.
guys.
Thank you
Okay,
for your
man.
voice.
You
Cheers,
came in and left
Bye.
on that note. Are you serious?
Yeah, no, I get what he's trying to say, though, Joe.
That was a crazy note to leave on.
Yeah. So big up Mr. Irfan as well for saying that Omar Barad and Dan Ashworth had personality clash during the time together. Yeah, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But what he's trying to say in a layman's term, Joe, just to be careful to say, yes, in a way, if you look at British press, like, the likes of Rashford, the likes of Shaw, the likes of the British players, they don't get much critique. But where they focus on the foreign players all the time, gets a lot of stick. That's what he's trying to say, in my humble opinion.
I agree with that.
Yeah, not like a racist xenophobia thing, but it's true. It's known fact that the British players gets off the hook. Like, why are you not playing Harry Maguire? Why are you not Shaw? Why this? Why that? They don't get stick enough, right? Nobody's talking about the stinkers that. Yeah, nobody's talking about. Yeah, nobody's talking about.
If you're in Italy, they say why the Italy players don't play. They do say this in each country.
Yeah.
But I think it gets focused on in England because it's the biggest league and everybody watches it.
100%. But nobody's is talking about Jack Grealish stinker hasn't scored for 1 year. That doesn't get enough reports. They're bubble wrapped.
Of course.
Yeah.
But this has been evident for years. But look, no country is ever going to attack their players first before they attack the foreign players.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the reason why people turn around and say that the Italian media is also whatever. Because they only report on foreign players. They don't report on their own players. The media gets scrutinized a lot.
Yeah. Listen to the shade given last night about man of the match, but may have done the same. Whatever. Like, guys, Phil Jones, Luke Shaw, they all get protected. When Rafa Varane was injured, there was always, but get rid of Varane. Yeah, we've seen it. I don't want to get into it, but the breaking news to what we got together today, that Dan Ashworth has been sacked, or according to the very short club statement, very short, an amicable decision mutually.
And I've also got
Riley. I'm going to wrap up the show. So basically, to summarize things, there's been some numerous reports coming out from Alice Crook, from Ben Jacobs. At the end of the day, it was also reported he was escorted by the back door. It was a decision make. Sorry, Riley, we got to wrap up the show. I just want to thank everyone for coming in. There's over 3,400 watching. Please, if you get minimum 100 likes, it's free content. Joe Blackman, thank you for coming in as well, sir, this early morning. And thank you for having your say. Joe, how you feel?
Man. Anytime.
Where do we go from here?
Well, bro, the only way is up. Yeah, let's see how quickly they appoint the next recruitment manager, because we need to see someone in here as soon as possible.
Yeah. And what do you predict? I mean, do you think already, Mark, do you think they already have the man in charge, similar to when we sacked Ten Hag, we got the new manager or the head coach very, very fast? Mark, you there? Oh, Mark has disappeared.
I would expect that, to be fair, from Barada and those guys, because in my honest opinion, whether or not I liked Ashworth or not, if they was from what they've shown, they always had candidates. You know, so there was always a succession plan. And I think Vivell might do a good role. You know what I mean? Promote Wilcox, let Earl do the role, and it would be cool. That's what I think.
Yeah. Or we might see that they have somebody lined up already, or they think that doesn't need, but we need a sporting director, 100%. Could it be a cheeky Bergenstein? Could it be? We will see, guys. Anyway,
I'm going to come back on the show and give you some flowers.
If that happens. Well, we're just speculating at the moment. Like, guys, it's been a fantastic show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Big up, special thanks for Joe Blackman. Guys, if you missed it, Good, Bad, and Ugly yesterday, go watch it. It was a brilliant show. Mark, also excellent for you to come in as well. Royden Frost, we had even Riley coming in here. So many people. And, what can we say? Love United, hate the Glazers, as per usual. Because remember, they're still in charge in the background, peeps. I'm going to end the stream and just going to thank everyone. Joe, where can people find you, by the way?
Guys, you can find me at Backhand Entertainment, and also you can find me on KG, the Comedians channel, every week.
Big up. Yeah. Mark, you know Mark already, where you can find Mark. He lives in my pocket. Anyway, big up for everyone for tuning in. It's time to call the shot. If you're watching this in retrospective, please smash the like, subscribe if you're new. Leave your comment in the comment section as well, because we like to read the comments. Until there are people, we will come with further updates. This just broke the news that, Manchester United and our sporting director, Dan Ashworth, has parted ways. Until then, people, love United, hate the Glazers, glory, Man United. Or what we say, we're Poppy, go, Man United. But the core of our value here is peace, love, and go banana.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.